Hi, this is Hiram Kuykendall, and I have with me Glenda the Good Witch.
Howdy, y'all.
And we are here to talk about the OpenAIR judging form. And when Glenda and I were discussing what we needed to share with you, we said, wow, we do need to talk about the judging form, but we thought a funny title was also How I Lost OpenAIR. So we're going to take a minute and we're going to um, share with you a little bit about the judging form. So, Glenda, I'm going to get you over to the judging form and let's
Awesome.
go.
So, the judging form for the Accessibility Internet Rally really is the answer key to how to win air. And you have full access to everything we're going to test as judges. I happen to be the lead judge this year. And as you scroll down through the judging form, you're going to see something really important. Over on the left in column A, you see some little numbers. And it's like 2.4.4 and 2.4.9 there on row 19. And the error that we're looking for there, it says hypertext links 20 points. So let me tell you what that reference is over on the left. That is actually the international standard reference for why that's bad for accessibility. It's the requirement for clear link text. 2.4.4 and 2.4.9 are references to the Web Content Accessibility Guidelines 2.0. And so as we look down into here, we see that 2.4.4 link purpose and context. We're talking about the purpose of the link being able to be determined from the link text alone or its context. And then we go down a little bit further and we get 2.4.9 link purpose using the link text alone, not using its enclosing sentence or list item, but just the link text. So these references 2.4.4, 2.4.9, when we go back to the judging form, give you the sense that the Accessibility Internet Rally isn't just a competition where we made up the rules. It actually is teaching you the rules of the international standard that's used to judge accessibility. So as my judges come in and test for each one of these items, they'll read hypertext links, 20 points. They'll read that paragraph. It's the same paragraph you can read, and after you've taken the training from Knowbility for this competition, you should be able to get all 20 of those points.
Excellent. And just looking through here, you'll see that many of them have several things aggregated. And one of the most difficult things about understanding the WCAG, the Web Content Accessibility Guidelines, is that the WCAG is broken up into principles, guidelines, and testable items. Let me scroll up here. I'm sorry, I'm going to make you dizzy. So you have a principle operable, you have a guideline, and then you have a testable condition. And it's hard to understand all these in context. And so that's what the judging form really gives you, is it helps you roll these up into a testable unit.
Yep.
All right. So we thought we'd tell you not only so you have the answer key, so you know what you're being held standards you're being held to. You have the WCAG, which is your guideline, which we'll cover in a future presentation. But we want to talk a little bit about how people lose points in AIR and subsequently make websites that are less accessible. So we're going to go through. Let's start with the first one. Losing entire category of points. So this would be, and a good example of this would be the number 2 item on your judging form. Active images is worth 20 points. You lose 5 points per active image. So in other words, that's like a hypertext link with an image in it that is not accessible. And a good example of that would be social media links. This is very popular to use Font Awesome in your themes for Facebook or Twitter. And if you don't have an accessible label, that will be a 5-point deduction per link. So be sure and check that. Forgotten pages. I can't tell you every year how many points are lost because you have a test page and it's usually in a calendar. So you have a calendar item, you set up a test page, you throw in some junk stuff, and you don't really intend for it to be judged. Well, judges judge the entire site. Um, and if there's a page in there and if it has mistakes, you will be penalized for everything on that page.
Hiram, you are so right.
Spelling mistakes. So your MPO will provide you content. You do need to check it for spelling mistakes. But the area that we see people lose points are on like alternate text. It's not visible on the screen. Um, and Glenda is very clever, and I guarantee you she's going to go in and check your alternate text to make sure that it has correctly spelled words.
I actually take it as a personal challenge because as a judge, it's my responsibility to find everything that's wrong on the site so that the people that we award really are the best. And so I will dig for that spelling error until I find it, if there's one there.
And it's, 1 point doesn't sound like a lot. And towards the end of this, we'll show you the point spread from last year. And 1 point is the difference between placing in the top spots and not placing. Contrast. So there's a whole section on color contrast. It's item 9 on the judging form. It's 20 points total, 5 points deducted per error. And I tell you where you're going to miss it. It's in the footer. Everything has to pass color contrast. And inevitably on the bottom, written in poorly contrasting font will be something written in the footer.
How true, how true. and the judges are going to be using automated tools. So this helps us sniff out these problems. You'll have access to those same tools. Use them to your advantage.
Exactly. Game specific. All right, so we do request that you do certain things. You need to include the Nobility logo. That's item number 27. Number 28 is last update date. And then points for NPO. Your NPO provides points, and so your relationship with the nonprofit does show up in those points that are allocated. So you need to have a close working relationship so you can get the NPO the site that they want and need. And you need to do it because it is definitely part of the competition, and you will be graded on that. All right, so just to kind of give you an idea of how close the competition is. So these are the points from last year, and you can see 385, 368, 334, and 329 were the top 4 scoring teams. The difference between the first and second place for 2016 was MPO awarded points. Had the MPO did not award points to the second place team for whatever reason, and had they got the MPO points, they would have placed first, and instead they placed second. Only 56 points between the top 4 teams, so 56 is not a lot. If you lose a whole category of points, it's going to definitely knock you out of the first place position. And we've polled, and I think all of us have competed in the competition. And what gets a team into the top 4 slots? Testing, 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 and attention to detail.
Absolutely.
So, Glenda, anything you want to say, Glenda, before we sum it up?
I really think you've hit it right on target, Hiram. The items that you've suggested and letting them know that we really, when we judge, we dig deep. And so if you want to win the competition, test yourself against the testing form and work with your mentor. They can help you if you have any questions about what and how a person would test for those items. So don't be a part of how I lost air, be a part of how I won.
Oh, brilliant. Excellent. All right. Well, good luck, and we'll see you at the award ceremony.
Bye, y'all.